Greetings traders, this is Chris with 619 Trading. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but for the last 6 to 8 months I've been working on a project that basically would help the, I guess, traders who continually lose trade by trade, even after taking my course. Now, my course is not designed to make you guys professional traders. It's only to outline very basic skills necessary to do basic trading on the BitMEX platform. But for those of you who either trade part-time or as a hobby, or trade full-time but are a little bit put out by the change in prices and continually lose money, which is, that's the majority. The majority of us lose money in trading. I myself am one of those. I've blown out several accounts trading. But I have learned lessons on the way, which I did put together my course to help people trade manually, basically. So everything that you've taken in my course on Udemy in BitMEX 101 has been to trade, at the terminal, at your computer. I shouldn't say terminal, but at your computer, trading manually based on technical analysis, controlling your emotions, and using risk management, as well as some other things, as you guys already know. But the reason why I'm doing this video is the past 6 to 8 months I've been working on a project. For those of you who want to turn to some sort of not a casino, not a crystal ball, nothing like that, but a system that I put together myself, which ticks all the boxes. So a lot of people, especially starting off, have a lot of problems with controlling your emotions. Emotions play a huge part of trading, especially for novices and amateurs who are, just getting into the space, regardless of whether you're in crypto, forex, or traditional stocks. If you are stuck to your screen or constantly checking your phone, what the price is, there are all accounts that you're probably putting a little too much emotion or a lot of emotion into your trades. So what I've concocted is a system which takes the emotion out of trading. Also provides some sort of risk management, which is through position sizing, and also gives you a sort of a dashboard for your portfolio management, as well as some basic sentiment analysis indicators, and puts everything together where the only thing you have to do is set it up and run it. And there's also a bigger part of it that I haven't mentioned, which is your strategy. So those play a huge role in what this whole video series is all about. But I wanted to bring it to your attention. A lot of people won't be interested. You can go ahead and stop. Or if you are interested, or if you're a hobbyist, I'm going to talk about what trading bots are, and we're going to continue on that path here very shortly. So stay tuned, and we're going to get right over to just a few basic facts about trading bots that I think you might find interesting. So when I was putting together these videos, I'm gonna keep it short. They're gonna be about 2 to 3 minutes of talking points, and then I'm gonna get right to it. But a lot of people talk about their bot. If you haven't guessed, this is about a trading bot. Yes, it is. But also here to educate you guys and give you guys a little bit of, I guess, factual information on how trading bots came into existence to begin with. So starting back in the late 40s, a famous trader named Richard Donchian had put together his own automated trading system. And that was just a concept which was written down in a manual. He's a pretty famous trader. He's created a lot of strategies called Didnt chains. I don't know if anyone is familiar with that, but it he was basically sort of the forefather of automating strategies, and of course he didn't believe it would be automated to the point that it is today, where you have programs that are using algorithms that would be trading buy sell at the hundreds of orders in seconds. But what he concocted was a system in which you would follow the steps, and that's how you would proceed with every trade. And that evolved into what we see today. So a report back in 2014 states that more than 75% of stock share trades, which is basically NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange, all that, originated from automated trading systems or bots. So that's something to keep in mind. A lot of people do trade manually. The reason why you took this course was to give you guys a little bit of background knowledge and information on how to trade manually. But for those of you who just simply don't have the time to be on your computers 24/7 trading, or would appreciate a system that automates your strategy, keep watching. So trading bots are used mainly by brokers and financial managers for hedge funds and family offices, but nowadays a lot of retail traders are getting into it, and a lot of pluses, a lot of advantages of doing so is for reasons of they could test their strategy by going back in history, going through years and years of trades, and looking at the results and finding out which strategy best suits not only their style but provides the best results in terms of profit. And there are several types of bots, one being arbitrage, which is basically buying low on different exchanges and selling high on the exchange. So to go into further detail, if you have a say Bitcoin's $1,000 on Bitstamp, but if you go out on Bitfinex, where they regularly inflate the price of Bitcoin, and they're selling it for $1,200, you're going to buy as much as you can on Bitstamp and sell as much as you can on Bitfinex. And doing many trades over a period of time, you could definitely grow your account. Now, market maker is a little bit different. Market maker is basically buying and selling the spread on the exchange. So you would do many trades buying, say Bitcoin's 1,000, and you basically sell it for 1,001. So the spread is $1, but you also make you also get paid in limit order fees. So you do this over hundreds of trades, you can make a lot of money as well. Market makers are mainly used by whales to not only make the order books, but to fill their pockets with limit order fees. And then the one I'm going to concentrate on, especially in this video, is trend following. So a trend following strategy basically buys low and then sells high after a period of time based on, whatever technical analysis indicator you use. But as you guys probably remember, back in April of 2019, Bitcoin was roughly about $4,000. And so this indicator bought it, at 4,025 and sold upwards of it sold on its way up to 14K. Let's put it like that. There's several trades. I've actually got a spreadsheet of all the trades that it did. And the indicator that I'm using for the bot is actually freely available to the public. So I'll get more on that in just a minute. But anyways, I'm going to wrap up this this video. I just wanted to, shed some light on some basic information about bots, how they came about, when they came about. It's not a new concept. It's been around for a while. And the fact that the majority of all trades done on the stock market, and probably in most markets, are all done through API or um, the computer interface, which is the way for how most trades are done through your bots these days. So we're gonna stay tuned. We're gonna go into another video here shortly, and we're gonna discuss what a bot does. Okay, so this video is going to be pretty quick because I've covered most of it already. But what is the advantage of having a bot? Why would you want such a thing? Well, first of all, a bot's just a computer program. All it does is automate a strategy that you set for it. So is it profitable? Well, it can be. It really depends on your strategy. And you develop a strategy by creating one through various interfaces. I use TradingView. A lot of people use different things like NinjaTrader or MT5 or TradeStation. There's a lot of them that you can put together quite a complex set of rules, which buys and sells based on certain conditions. But mine is a simple bot, but it's a very effective bot. The reason why I say it's very effective is because I have been tracking this strategy since before the last bull run at the end of 2018 or 2017 rather, all the way up until this year in October. So what I have on the spreadsheet obviously can be used at your own discretion. It's definitely not a casino or a guarantee that it will make profit. But if you stand steady and stick to your guns, which means your risk management rules, and let the bot work for you and just trust the bot and the strategy, you could do pretty well. Now, the spreadsheet I'm going to put in a link here in the description. You can download it. You can even back check it. So you could take the spreadsheet, download it, print it out, whatever you want to do, and then go to TradingView, get the strategy, which is completely free, and then just verify all of the values and the trades that it took, and see for yourself. That's all I got to say. I'm going to be completely transparent. It's not 100%. There are stop loss trades in there, but the majority of them are good trades, whether they are for small gains or very large gains. I believe at this time of recording on October 14th, I had about 49 trades since December or November of 2017. I believe I started it, and it was up in 400%, over 400% in profit, which is basically a 4x on your portfolio using a 1% order allocation or position size. So that doesn't include leverage. That doesn't include if you wanted to do a 2% trade on every trade. But for me, I always use a 1%. It's safe. Plus, you get many tries to get it right. And there are going to be times where the bot will get it wrong 2, 3 times, 4 times in a row. And then you'll have 1, 2 big trades which make up for it. We're going to go over to TradingView just a second, and I'm going to show it to you. But let me finish off with this slide. So what does a bot do better than a human? Well, for one, it's emotionless. All it does is simply executes the buys and sell orders or exits out of your trade, and that's it. Whatever it gets, it does. It doesn't think twice. It just does what it's programmed to do. With a human, they'll think twice about it. They'll fact check. They'll go back. They'll make sure that it's the right one. They'll check and, throw some dirt in the air. I don't know. But they will definitely double guess themselves and I mean, getting rid of all the FOMO and FUD. The bot is definitely a game changer if you are struggling with keeping your emotions in check. Now the next thing, which is really cool, and I'm going to show you guys the interface here shortly, is I've included a position size calculator. So a position size calculator is basically how big your position size should be in contracts on BitMEX. So a lot of people like to do an even 1,000 or 5,000, but they don't really think about, is this 1% of my position that I can use, or is this 2%? A lot of people just round up numbers and then just, that's what they're doing. So, it could be 10% of their portfolio. And I'm going to be honest, when I first started trading, I was the same way. I would put in, 5-10% on every trade. And, it didn't last too long until I was cleaned out. So with the risk management calculator, with the position size calculator, it doesn't enforce, because you can always override it, but it's always there to see what 1% of your portfolio, how many contracts will I be able to do, or to order, that kind of thing. That's a very useful tool, and it took a while to develop, but it was completely worth it. Now the next thing is technical analysis. Now this is the part of the script or the strategy on TradingView that I was talking about. And if you have a proven back-tested script that you can use, all the power to you. All the bot does is take that and enforce it. It takes it and executes what you tell it to do. That's it. Yes, the bot is a convenience, but it's always on, which comes to my next thing, the availability and reliability. Those of us who have full-time jobs, or we can't be in front of a computer, we have to eventually sleep, right? We're going to want to go on vacation and not look at this sometimes. So there's going to be times where you're going to miss trades if you're doing everything manually, that, yeah, you might have lost a nice chunk of change because you just can't be there 24/7. Well, the bot can. And that's all, that's obviously a benefit of having a bot that's always on, that's always just waiting to get the signal for it to execute a trade or execute an exit. So in the next slide, we're going to go to the actual script itself before we get into the bot. But I want to show you the script, and I want to show you the spreadsheet. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so I am on TradingView right now, and I'm looking at a naked chart of Bitcoin on the 1 day on BitMEX. Currently, the price is hovering around 83.50, and it's been kind of bumping between 8,700 all the way down to 7,700. It's a $1,000 spread between here and there. It's pretty much just consolidating, and no one knows if it's going to go up or if it's going to go down or if it's going to consolidate a little longer. I no longer have to worry about that. I let the script do all the worrying, and I just make sure that the bot is turned on and that it's ready to execute. So let me show you the script without further ado. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on right now. Okay, here we go. So here's the script, and as you can see, it is tattooed with a bunch of longs, shorts, exit longs, exit shorts, and this is how the bot trades. So when these guys, paint itself, and another thing about my script, it does not repaint. So after the script is painted, it doesn't do what a lot of scripts do, which I just couldn't stand. It does not repaint itself. So what you see is what you get. It's fully transparent. It doesn't try to make itself look better than it is. There's a lot of false trades here, a lot of false breakouts, and a lot of stops. I'm not going to lie to you, but I went through every single one of these trades for the last 2 years. all the way from the top, all the way from 20K and all the way down. I started back in September. Okay, September. But it catches every single big trade. That I cannot lie to you. Now, it doesn't sell at the very, 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 very top, but it gets all the big trades. Like this one here, 57%, 58%. This one here, 115%. Were you guys all the way, if you guys have been around since 2017, if you remember this, did you guys hold on to trades? Or were you holding on when it was coming all the way back down? Because the bot wasn't. The bot sold up here. It cashed out. Were you guys one of the unlucky ones that held on to it even down to 8, 7K? Because a lot of people were. So, sorry about the noise in the background. These dogs are driving me nuts. So this is on the 1 day, by the way. And it does have trades that, didn't quite pan out, but they were stopped out. But I never lost more than 2% on any single trade. So, a 2% loss, I'll take 2%. I'll take 3 2% losses if I'm making 116%. You know what I mean? So just use your brain. Are you wanting a better win rate ratio, or are you wanting a better profit? I think everyone would agree that they're in for it for the profit. I mean, it's hands down the number one thing that a lot of newbie traders say is, what's the win rate ratio? Who cares? I mean, okay, it's probably less than 50%. But, the ones that I'm winning far out make what the losers are doing. So here's another one. Here's a short back in November of last year. Remember when we came down from 6K? Sold at close to the bottom, 3,600. And I've got every single one of these trades on a spreadsheet. And the great thing about this, guys, is this is free. I'm giving you guys this script. Now, you guys don't have to buy the bot. The bot is just a luxury. It's just an automated program that does what these signals tell it to do. That's it. You could take the script and follow each signal and make 400%. And that's without leverage. You put a 10% leverage, you put 10x leverage on, that's what? That's 40x. That's great if you want to use pretty high leverage. I personally don't go that high, but yeah, that's even 5x would be great, 400% times 5, that's 20x. That's great. And yeah, a lot of people would maybe demand more, but I guarantee you that a lot of people who've been in the space for 2 years are not looking at 20x anymore. Some are. The lucky ones are. The ones that sold and cashed out and waited for it to hit bottom again if they were that lucky. But the majority of them lost more than half of what they put into it, and probably even more. So if you can have a bot that can make you, 20x, and then just make money on top of that. Now, it's up to you when you want to cash out, but there's a thing called compound interest. You make 20x, your position size goes way up on a 20x. So if you put $1,000 in, and you got $20,000 all of a sudden, well, not all of a sudden after a few years, but a few more years goes by, you make another 20x. You're at 400,000. You make another 20x in a few more years. It's not going to take you that long to hit $1 million. And I'm being completely serious. Now, I'm not saying everybody is going to make $1 million because I don't know what the price is going to do. For all I know, next year they could find the biggest security risk in Bitcoin. It can go to zero, and I'll be wrong. But that's not likely. It's likely to go up. It's likely to be back in a bull market within the next 6 months to a year. So I just wanted you guys to see this. I'm going to have a link to the spreadsheet. I'm going to have a link to the actual script itself. You guys can go ahead and download it, fire it up, use it, check my results, check my spreadsheet, do whatever you want to do. It's up to you how you want to use it. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off of this, and we're going to go take a look at the bot. Okay, so this is the bot. This is the dashboard that you're looking at right here. Basically tells you, I'm just going to go through each page real quick and let you guys see, just, get you guys get a feel what it looks like. So all your active trades that you're in are going to be here listed at the top. Bitcoin price is all current. It pings the API every 30 seconds. Below you have the total market cap. To the right, you're going to have the Bitcoin dominance, which currently is at 66.2%. You can fact check me. It's October 14, 2019, so see if it's close to that. The Fear and Greed Index over here to the right, which is one of the most popular indicators sentiment-wise. And I find it very useful for buying and selling, as it uses a lot of social media feeds like Facebook, Twitter, different news feeds like CoinDesk, Cointelegraph, to sort of gauge how the public views, the market right now. These two guys on the right, Binance and Deribit, left. They're going to come eventually. That's planned for the future. But for right now, currently, we just support BitMEX. You will have an indicator for your total profit or loss for today. So whether it's in profit, it'll be green, and if it's in loss, it'll be red. It'll contain your balance below here. And then your total P&L, which is basically combining all the exchange accounts into one, and it'll tell you how much Bitcoin you have and below the dollar amount. Now the instance P&L, I'll explain what an instance is. So an instance is basically an account. That's all it is. It's whatever you name the account. So if you have 5 different BitMEX accounts, you could technically have 5 different accounts, instances rather, listed here if you want. So this is basically the dashboard. I think it's pretty cool. The APIs update every 5 minutes or so for total market cap, and the Bitcoin dominance. I'm not really sure. I think it might be an hour for and this might be every hour for the Fear and Greed. I'll have to double check that. Now let's go over to the instance, because that's where the majority of everything is. Okay, so it looks a little confusing, I know, but let me actually go ahead and set up this real quick. Okay, good. We have that set up here. So we are going to go and click on save. All right, the pairs formulate over here. And then we're going to sign into TradingView just like you would on the web page. By the way, if you guys want to see the script or get it for free, just look up this username right here and go under scripts, and you'll see the PortalBOT swing trader script, and just grab it. Free. Yes, I don't charge for that. I think everybody should be rich. I think everybody should do well in trading. I mean, I don't want anybody to lose money. That's a salty person for you. Okay, so as you saw, I was able to log into TradingView, and it's got a very mini chart. Now, this chart is not meant to do, strategies or plan or to, chart out graphs or triangles or support and resistance. It's only to show you where the signals are. So we've got a signal. Looks like an exit signal here. If I want to make it a little smaller, I can just go over here and hold the mouse button, and I can see everything a little bit better. Because you can't make this bigger, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. That's part of it. So I can just, hold the mouse and then just scroll down a little bit. Okay, so as you can see, the same script that I have in TradingView is being shown here. So I've got my long, exit short. Yeah, it's all here, which is cool to have. I mean, yeah, you don't really see the trades in real time. Well, you don't see where the trades are like you would on an exchange, but it will show it to you down here. All right, so going through it, you could set the instance. I'm calling this demo because this is just basic demo. Now I've only had this bot up and running for the last 6 weeks, so I don't have a whole lot of history to show you. I wish I was here back in 2017 and I would just have turned it on and just let it ride. But yeah, unfortunately this hasn't come about. So I'm basically using it right now for all my trades. Okay. So here we go. It's back on the 1-day chart. It's going to basically mimic everything that you saw on the actual website. And then you could, over on the left, you'll see how it has BitMEX. Well, this was BitMEX 1, but yeah, BitMEX 2 and 3. The maximum amount of trades at any one time on BitMEX, unfortunately, is 3 at any one time because BitMEX has a very stringent rate limit policy as far as their API. So for some reason, BitMEX does and Binance doesn't, even though I think Binance does as much volume per trades as BitMEX does. Maybe not during the bear market, but during the bull market, definitely. But they allow like 1 million or 100,000 requests per minute, where BitMEX is like way low. It's like 500 or something. It's ridiculous. And Deribit too. So with Deribit and for Binance, when that gets implemented, there won't be like, you'll be able to have like 50 trades going on at once, which is great. But also again, with TradingView, you might have to have more than one account, because I think the biggest membership that I know of is called Premium, and I believe you could have up to 200 alerts, but each trade uses up to 4, because you're in a long signal, then a short signal, then a long exit, then a short exit. So that's 4 signals. So you would be able to get 50 trades in at the same time, and the API would allow that as well. Now that's just on that one account. So you could have multiple instances. You could have multiple TradingView accounts as well. So that's another thing to think about if you want to buy like 3 different TradingView premium accounts and have 100 plus trades going on at the same time. But also you don't try not to overload the bot. I mean, when that does come about, because we haven't put it through that sort of benchmark testing yet. So now moving on with this page, all of the pairs that are on BitMEX are right here. You could actually use the mouse scroll to scroll up and down, as you can see here. You can click on it. It will change the graph on the right when you click on it, which is really cool. So this is Bitcoin Cash. It tells you that there was a short a few days ago, actually 4 days ago, and currently it is consolidating. So it may or may not work out. That's why you have stop losses. Now moving on. The instance setting, currently I only have one instance. It's called demo. but you must hit the save button for it to actually populate your account. So once you hit the save button, your account will populate down here, and then you can go ahead and click on your position size. 1, 2, and 3 are standard. If you really want to gamble, then you can choose like 15. I don't know, and then hit the calculate size button. It's got nothing to do with leverage or stop loss, by the way. Well, it does have something to do with stop loss, but let's give it a go. Let's make the stop loss a 4%, and then we're going to change this to 10, and let's see what happens here. Actually, let's keep it at 15. Okay, so we doubled the stop loss and pretty much cut everything in half as far as contracts. So it does take an effect. But I'm going to let you know, I use a 2% stop loss on every single trade. And I use a 1% allocation on every single trade. Now, look at that. 900. How am I going to get rich off of that? You're not going to get rich off of one trade, first of all. So if you have that mentality that you're going to get rich off one trade, don't buy the bot. Don't take the script, because you're going to lose all of your money. And you're going to take the script and you're going to put 100% of your portfolio in one trade. It's going to get stopped out, and you're going to come crying to me saying, you ripped me off and you said it was going to make me all this. I'm not saying anything like that. Okay? I'm telling you guys and girls that if you use the proper risk management like it's meant to be, like with a proper stop loss of 2 or 1, whatever you feel comfortable with, in other words, and then you hit the calculate size button on 1, 2, or 3%. Let's do 2. Okay, we doubled the allocation, so it doubled the contracts. If you do it right and you stay consistent, consistency is the thing. If you get FOMO'd out and you start to go, oh, I'm not making any money, I got to make up for this. Let me go with 10. Let me go with 10 because I need to make up all my money. You're going to get creamed. You're going to lose your account. So if you want to lose your account, keep going with that mentality. I generally use cross leverage. It's very safe. You're not going to get creamed with cross leverage. A lot of people are like, "Oh, but you're using your entire account." Yeah, but I'm only betting a 2% off of 0.2, which is roughly about, let's see what it says here. Okay, $1,800. So what's 2% of $1,800? That's $36 per trade. Okay. Well, I can afford $36 per trade, but what I can't afford is $100 trades when I only have less than $2,000 in my account. I can't afford that because it's only going to take 18 wrong trades for it to go to 0 if you're using 10%, let's say. Okay. Some people use 20. I've seen people use half of their account or the entire thing with extremely high leverage. You could put the leverage, you could set it all the way up to 100. Stupid. But I can't tell you what to do with your money. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm here to show you how this bot works. Now, how you use the bot, that's quite kind of on you. So that's basically the interface. Now, there's a very, very, very basic manual trade option here that you could set limit orders on. But it's very basic. You just enter quantity, price, buy or sell. That's it. I would use the exchange, to be honest. If you're gonna do manual trading, you don't need a bot. That's the bottom line. Why would you need a bot if you're just going to do manual trading? Tell me. I don't know why. Now, the next thing, let's go down here where it says BitMEX 2. First thing you're going to do, remember, is hit the save button. That populates down here. The pairs populate. Then you can switch over to a different pair. I'm going to go to ETH USD. I'm going to always go to full screen so I can see more of the screen here. And then I can check and see there's no signals. So nothing today. Nothing today. Okay. Let's get another pair to trade. Let's get another pair to trade. Hit save. Populate. I always like to trade. Let's see what the futures are doing. It's an exit signal. Let's keep going. See what else we got. No, we don't want that. Not really sure what's going on with that. Litecoin. Litecoin, exit long, nothing there. Sometimes the chart layout will change. You just hit the checkbox and hit continue. It'll go away. Let's see what XRP's up to. Here's Ripple. It's in a steady long. Looks like it's been there since September 29th. Let's see. It bought at 3,006 and it's at 35, almost 3,600. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Anyways, this is basically how to use the bot, how to kind of get around through the instances, and to set your trades up. So here's Bitcoin Cash. I'm going to use 3%. Let's use 2. Let's stick with the 2. I don't know why I like 2 so much, but going with 1%. And then I'm just going to contract size of 4. Ouch. All right, so once you hit that and hit contract size of 4, all you got to do is hit execute. And then it waits. It simply waits and listens. Waits and listens for the trade. And that's it. That's all it does. Sits there and listens. If you don't want to be in the trade anymore, you just hit stop. Simple as that. You hit stop, you're out of the trade. And then, of course, there's settings, which you can get Telegram alerts. They're more like notifications if you have, a trade being... Sorry about that. All right. Took care of the dog problem. Now, the next thing is the help menu is pretty cool because you have a log that's continuously going. And you could do things like you could clear the log. So if you don't want to see all those things anymore, just simply hit clear. But if you have a serious problem and you need support, you need to export the log, and then you can attach it, and then you just put in your email address and then the subject, and then tell us a little bit more about the problem. Just a general description. The log's going to tell us the specific stuff, but just tell us what it's doing that you think is the problem, and then just hit send. It'll come to us when we'll take care of it from there. And then that's basically it. Right now, this is a trial version. You'll see the trial days up at the top here. Tells you how much time you got left on the trial. Now, I'm going to go into the next slide here now, and I'm going to talk about the other bots and how I got really sort of interested in doing this type of project. Stay tuned. All right, and I'm back. So I've broken down some of the common retail bots that are in the crypto space today. And, I started off buying GunBot and Profit Trailer. I thought it was very cool to be able to set something up, and I could go to work during the day or, sleep at night and just let a system take care of all of your buying and selling, and you not have to worry about it, because let's be honest, trading is stressful. I mean, even if you have your emotions in check, it's still stressful because there's a lot of things to look at. There's a lot of ways that your body will react to price going up and down, and you worry. You sit there and you can basically be sort of addicted to trading, and that's not good. You need to have a life outside of trading. But first of all, let me talk about GunBot. GunBot is it's a great product. First of all, it's evolved a lot since I bought it back, 3 years ago, where it kind of had an engine, and then you had to buy like a GUI on top of it. But it was a PC based program at the time. Now it's cloud based as well, so you can buy the program and then you could run it on a VPS or sort of their own little VPS system that they have. The problem with Profit Trailer and Gunbot, and to me it's still a problem, is that for me it was extremely difficult to set up. So I ran a Linux VPS that ran both Gunbot and Profit Trailer, and there's a big wiki that discusses, like, not only do you have to set up the system, but you have to set up your strategy, and you have to know, like, you have to have a back-tested strategy that works. Because if you don't have a back-tested, reliable strategy that has been known to work, you're going to lose money. Okay, that was my problem at first. I had used everything out of the box by default, and I was either gaining like $3 or $4 a day or losing like $20 a day. So, but on a whole, the support is very good. They can give you some tips and stuff. They won't give you the settings. I had to like dig sort of deep among the community to get like the right settings for the particular strategy that I was doing, because they have a lot of strategies that you can combine, like RSI and Stoke RSI and EMA crossovers and things like that all combined into buy signals. But they do have the TradingView plugin, which you can buy. I think it's separate, but allows you to basically do what PortalBOT does, which currently PortalBOT only supports TradingView. So whatever strategy that you have has to be in TradingView or it won't work. Profit Trailer, it'll support TradingView, plus it has its own integrated strategies and indicators that you can use, which is good. So you'll see I have Profitability depends on every single one, because no matter what, in the end, the only thing that these guys have in common are their programs. They're just computer programs with interface that allows you to adjust the settings on your strategies. So if your strategy sucks, you're not going to make any money. If your strategy is untested and you just pull the trigger, you're going to lose money. So it's important, very, very, very important, that you have a tested strategy that's known to work. And if you don't have that, then you're going to lose money. It's pure and simple. So I put my ratings on here if it really even matters. I mean, I guess I'm sort of biased towards PortalBOT, but that's natural. But Profit Trailer and Gunbot I find are really, really good. I really liked the GUI interface for Profit Trailer. I like how it breaks down your profit portfolio management right there on the dashboard. But it's still difficult to set up, in my opinion. It's also very difficult to set up and understand. It's not just setting up the strategies, it's understanding the strategies, what those strategies, how will they behave working with the bot, like buying and selling. You have to know, like, you have to tweak it a lot in order for it to be optimized. Let's put it like that. All right, and now Hasbot is pretty good. I've used the free version of it for a while. It's cloud-based, and they have a ton of exchange support. They have a big development team. They have a marketplace where you could go and buy a bot that they claim is like statistically good, but again, there's not really a way to like confirm that, because they might have like a 4-star or something, but I mean, what does that mean? I mean, you have to have numbers because numbers don't lie. The strategy that PortalBOT uses is the same one. It's the same one that's free. It's the same one that you don't even have to buy PortalBOT with. And it's, I have everything written down, and that you can go and fact check it again to make sure that it's like not a lie, that I'm not pulling anyone's leg, and decide for yourself. Okay. Now these are also pretty kind of expensive. I remember during the bull market, they actually marked up everything price wise for Profit Trailer and Gunbot. I think I ended up paying like 0.1 Bitcoin for one license, and that was like Bittrex at the time, or something like that. And then I got Kraken, and I got one from Poloniex. Every exchange ended up being like an extra fee. So the cool thing about PortalBOT is that you pay once. You could pay a $500 one-time fee. You get a perpetual license. But the thing is, with PortalBOT, unfortunately, we want to hang around for a while. We don't want to just make up a software and then not ever make it better. We want to add more exchanges. We want to add an embedded chart library in the future sometime. We want to add a mobile app. I mean, there's a lot of things, and I'm going to talk about that later. But after you buy the license, you can use it freely. If you're happy with just BitMEX and and the features that it has, you never have to pay us a dime again. But if you want to continue to get the newest and latest PortalBOT, which will eventually include more exchanges, which will eventually include a mobile app, which will eventually include its own charting library, there is a $150 support fee per year after the first year. But again, if you're perfectly happy with how it is with BitMEX and you don't want anything else, fine. You don't have to pay us any more money. So, that's basically how we run PortalBOT. Is we depend on people extending the support contract, and they get something in return. Not only do we stay in business, but we keep developing, which is all we really want to do. We want to develop a good product, a fun product, a product that changes the game, in that eventually I want to get into machine learning, AI, Q learning, and have sort of like a retail trader's artificial intelligence bot. I know a lot of people are claiming that they have artificial intelligence and it does this and that, but how do you confirm that? You cannot. Well, currently I'm being transparent with you by saying that I'm only using a strategy on TradingView, and that strategy is free. So I think that's being transparent, because you're going to see the code that it's run on, and in the future you're going to be able to see the code for the AI as well, because I want everybody to understand how the bot works, that it's not just a Ponzi scheme or a scam that says it's doing something when it's actually not. I know a lot of people got into BitConnect a few years ago, and that became like the biggest Ponzi scheme because they claimed that the bot was making them money by, doing trades through AI or whatever it was. I don't remember. When in reality, they were just depending on new customers to pay the old customers off, and then eventually it failed. So, yeah, that's not what this is about. Now going on, 3 commas I dabbed a little bit into. Wasn't too impressed, to be honest. It was cloud-based. They do have a cool mobile app that I did like, but it seemed a little too clunky. Like, I know they had their own little pre-made bots and stuff like that, and they did offer a lot of exchanges, but A lot of it was a little confusing as far as their strategies, because if there is a section there where you could create your own bot or strategy, as they call it, and I don't know. I did not like how little, not only fewer features than I thought or I expected, like the other ones did, like Crypto Hopper or Hotspot had, but it just wasn't. I don't know. It just didn't feel right. If you guys know what I'm talking about, I don't know. But I mean, and I had a lot of questions through 3 commas, and they took a while for him to get an answer back. So that's why I gave it sort of a lower rating. Now, Crypto Hopper is pretty cool. I think, in my opinion, is probably the best of the cloud bots, because they don't have a ton of exchanges, but the types of strategies that is offered, none of the other ones do. So if you want to do arbitrage or market making or mirror trading, or they have a really advanced strategy designer or bot designer, it has it here. And I believe you could import strategies from MT5 and TradeStation as well, which is really cool. So I like Crypto Hopper a lot. I think they're the best of the bunch here, except for PortalBOT. Support is decent, usually a 1-day turnaround, and the price is, reasonable. The lower end is $20 a month, and if you want to go pro or get the most trading pairs at the same time, or instantaneous, not instantaneous. What is that word I'm looking for? Simultaneous trades, you would have to pay more. But yeah, I'm really impressed with Crypto Hopper. Okay, so again, the price for PortalBOT, there is you could do month to month, $39 a month. You already have the strategy, so all you need is the bot. That's what we offer. The price is a $500 one-time fee for a perpetual license, so you never have to renew it. Unless you want a support contract, then you'll have to renew that every year after the first year. Okay? All right, well, that pretty much does it for this one. In the next slide, we're going to talk about the features that I plan to release soon. See you there. All right, so this is going to be the last slide we're going to cover. It's basically what I would like to do with the exchange, or sorry, the bot. Obviously, a lot of people look at exchanges and think that's one of the most important aspects, and it is. I really do think that is a definite plus or positive when you going shopping for bots. Is what does it support? Does it support my favorite exchange? Hopefully it does. And right now, unfortunately, we only support BitMEX, but Deribit and Binance is around the corner. That is hopefully going to be released before the end of the year. Trailing stops. Trailing stops is going to be a little bit tough on BitMEX because of the rate limits. So how how a trailing stop works? It has to ping the price, and it has to ping your entry. And it has to do it often, or else it's not really going to be a trailing stop, because a trailing stop is there to maximize your profit. So if price goes down in 15 seconds, it drops $500, which Bitcoin has been known to do, and it has a rate limit of 30 seconds, you're going to lose the money. It's not gonna do its job. So we're still trying to figure that out. Now I want to be able to add the arbitrage and market maker mode to the bot at some point. It's not a priority, but it's something that I want to be able to offer. Another thing is in regards to Deribit, it's not going to be just futures. It's going to be options as well. it's going to have its own little tab for options, which is going to be pretty cool. I don't know if you guys have traded options or not, or used Deribit, but actually I have a course called Deribit 101 on Udemy. You guys got to check it out. It's definitely something that a lot of people are afraid of, but options are a great way to make money, especially when the markets are consolidating or in a bear market. A lot of people made a lot of money in options. Okay, the next thing is an embedded chart. So, yeah, the chart on the bot is very small, and I understand your concern, but it's supposed to be. It's only there to show you the signal, and that's it. But plans are being made to embed its own charting library. That will be probably in the beginning of next year, because that's a big undertaking, and there are other things that are on more of a priority for us now. We would like to also offer different strategies that are automated, like Fibonacci, support and resistance lines, trend line strategies. It's all going to be automated. You're going to push a button, and the trend line or the support and resistance lines will automatically be painted on the chart. That is something that a lot of people tend to get wrong, because it's very subjective, but it's not really. It's not really a subjective thing. It's not supposed to be, because everybody knows that 20K was the top, but Joe Schmo is putting it at 18.5. It's not really a debate. It really isn't. It's pretty much black and white. So the next thing is Telegram signal providers. I want to be able to offer the bot to be able to work with Telegram signal providers in order to pass on the signals and automate the trades. I know there are various other companies out there that do that right now, and they're good because I've used them, but I kind of want to do it in sort of my own way, which will be through Portal, which will be sort of what you have now on steroids, and more to come on that. Anyway, and we're going to do a mobile app at some point, probably summer next year, towards the winter. It's not really a big thing right now for me. And then finally, in the next 2 or 3 years, I want to be able to cross over into different markets. I envision Portal to be exactly that, a portal to trade crypto, Forex, as well as traditional stocks. I mean, it would just be lovely to see Brent crude oil up there with Bitcoin and Tron, and then trading the USD Jappy on the other in another instance. I mean, how cool is that going to be? And it's all going to be in dollars, so it's all going to come together. Let's put it like that. There's a lot of planning that's going to have to happen in order for all this to come together, but I'm really excited about it. I hope you guys are too. And every week I'm going to come out with a video talking about Portal and the trades that it's in right now. So currently my bot is not in a trade right now, but generally one trade per week or 2 trades per month. Yeah, it's about 1 trade every 2 weeks. So either going to be once a week or once every 2 weeks. Look for a video from me. All right? And we're starting at 0.21, and we're going to see where it takes us. Win or lose, I'm not touching it. I'm just going to trust in it. And yeah, we'll see you on the other end in a few weeks or a week. All right? You guys take care of yourselves. Bye.